How's it going, everybody? It's your man, the legend, Cesar Marin, here to help you guys get paid on this Tuesday, baby. All right, so we had some action last night. It was game one of the Western Conference Finals. We had, I believe it was a 13-legger. The majority of all those props hit. The only one being the exception of the Hartstein and Holmgren props. Holmgren came up a little bit short. He got 8 points instead of the 10 we needed. Hartenstein shorted us on the rebounds and the points. Well, that's what happens when Jay Williams comes back into the picture and he changes the dynamics up on the team. So what do? You adjust fire and you send it again. So that's tomorrow, but today is a new day. So today we're talking about game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. That's right. It's a showdown to see who's going to win the crown in the East. Yep, as you can see in this picture here, they're battling for it, baby. It should be a nice one. So, do I expect this one to be a four-game sweep like the previous one? Not at all. In fact, I really do feel like in this one, it's probably going to go six to maybe 7 games. Why? Well, because um, they're deep. These teams are here for a reason. You know, the Knicks are back in it again to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavs are showing up for the first time, I think, since they had LeBron. So, yeah, it's going to be nice. This is the whole reason why they traded for Harden. The whole reason why they made the moves. They got rid of Garland, and they're thinking, you know what, we need to get over the hump. So, with that being said, I do feel like Harden is going to be the linchpin. He's going to be a key player in the cog. He may show up like he did in the previous series, or more of an assist man. Yeah, he's going to get you the 10 to 12 to possibly 15 points a night. Uh, or on nights he won't. So I'm thinking Harden will probably float in that 13 to 18 point range for the majority of the series until New York figures out how to play him. They played him earlier, and he's not scared of New York, man. He ain't scared of the big moments. He likes Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, it's going to be good on him. I do feel like, and today we'll gauge that, but I do feel like that Harden will be around that 13 to 18 point safe zone for the props. Probably more closer to that 14 to 16 points. You know, he'll probably get you there every time, and you get more value. I highly doubt there's much value in taking Harden for 8 points. There wasn't much value in taking him for 10 points. The value is probably about 15 to 17 points. I faded him for that on this slip. In this slip, I put him more for the assist role. I just wanted to feel him out, see what's going to happen, if he's going to actually show up and be what we think he's going to be and get you that 15 to 18 points a night and still be a facilitator. But again, it's the first game in the series. We learned last night how introduction of different cog players can upset the balance that we've seen previously until those players were introduced. So this might be a little bit deeper of a show than the other ones. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can get notified when we're doing more of these. Normally, what I do is I've got value in the cards that I see as far as player props and parlays. We talk about them here on the show. You consider them when you're putting in your parlays and building your own parlays. I'll introduce my own pre-populated parlay here on the screen. It's going to have odds attached to it. If you want to use it, great. If not, again, take what you like, toss what you don't. That's what this show's all about. It's just giving insight, looking for those mismatches, looking for the value. There's always going to be value that Vegas throws at you. It may not be overwhelming value in the cards, but there's going to be value there. It's your job as a conscious bettor to go ahead and string those together. You know, that's one thing you're going to see me and hear me do, especially over the course of the summer where I have more time to be able to break it down, is teach you how to undervalue, add a value. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to jump into this card and this breakdown of Cavs versus Knicks. Now, I'm going to give you two different parlays. I got one, which is a little bit more on the conservative side, and then you're going to have to get some water because I got some spicy picks for you guys. All right. One's going to be threes only, baby. That's it. Nothing but threes. So I got a little spicy one that pays out pretty well. But let me get into the conservative one first. So this is going to talk about, I'm going to have about 5 players on one team, 6 players on another team. So if you're more lenient, if you're a homer for the Cavs and you just really are feeling the Cav props that I'm putting out, then go ahead and consider using those when building your parlays. If you're a Knicks fan and you know you're ready because hey, they back and they're gonna make it over the hump. We'll see. Um, Go ahead and just rock with those or whatever you like, man. Majority of these picks are probably going to show up as Green Goblins on Prize Picks if that's one of your formats. I use Hard Rock personally. So again, there's different formats, there's different books. Just if you can apply these to your book, that's what this is all about. So without further ado, let me jump into this. I'm gonna start off with the Knicks side of it, the home side. I got OG coming off that hamstring injury. You know, he took those. It was great that they swept him in 4 games. I'm taking him for 10 points and 2 threes. Okay. We got Brunson. I'm taking him for 20 points. Now, I'm gonna just say this right now. Brunson, I normally fade him. I fade him because I think he's spotty. I feel like he's a temperate player where he plays to the temperature of what the team needs versus being that steady drive. And that's good. You know, it's good to have somebody with versatility who bends but doesn't break. But from a betting perspective, you need consistency. You want redundancies. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put Brunson for the 20 points on this one. Moving on, we got Josh Hart for 5 rebounds. If you can get him for four, get him for four. I couldn't get him for four. I took him for 5 rebounds. And we got Mikal Bridges. Now, caution with Mikal Bridges because I'm pretty sure when I say Mikal Bridges, you're thinking, oh, go ahead and take him for the threes. He's spotty for the threes. Is he going to show up? Yeah, he'll show up in those clutch moments, but sometimes he doesn't. So consistently, Mikal has gotten us the 10 points. So I would highly recommend considering Mikal Bridges for 10 points in this one. And then moving on to the Cavs side of it, we got Struz, my man Max Struz. Now, one prop, if you've been watching this show, you already know what I'm going to say. 3 rebounds. Why? He's hit that tally mark consistently, game and game again. Whether he's become a threat offensively like he was in the previous game, where I think he had 3 or 4 threes, or if he's just a contributor and just helping out where he can, he's going to go ahead and get you those 3 rebounds. Now, I do anticipate him to get 1 3. So we put him down for 1 3 as well. Evan Mobley. We got him for 6 rebounds and 10 points. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's playing against the Knicks, man. Well, guess what? We're going to put two skyscrapers against two skyscrapers. That's right. Y'all want to put Mobley and Allen down there? All right, cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and put Mitchell and Cat down there. So they're going to play 2 bigs on 2 bigs. I mean, it should be a very interesting matchup in how they have this personnel. But I do feel that he's good for at least the 6 rebounds and 10 points. Talking about matchups, we got Donovan Mitchell, aka Spider, for 2 threes and 3 rebounds. All right, that's what we got. We got Jared Allen for 10 points. Again, I do feel like they're going to do Twin Towers approach and have both bigs there. And then we also got Britt Harden for 4 assists. So it's a 13-legger. It pays out at 827. I'll recap it real quick in case you got mixed up, but also flash it here on the screen. As you can see, we got this thunder clouds. It's raining. Not only is it going to be raining, but it's going to be raining threes when I give you this next spicy parlay. But anyways, before I do that, here we go. This 13-legger pays out at plus 827, and it looks just like this. OG for 10 points, 2 threes. Brunson for 20 points. Strus for 3 rebounds and 1 3. Mobley for 6 rebounds and 10 points. Donovan Mitchell for 2 threes and 3 rebounds. Josh Hart for 5 rebounds. Jared Allen for 10 points. Mikal Bridges for 10 points. And The Beard for 4 assists. All right. Moving on. Again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and grab me some water. I need some water. These picks are way too spicy. Because it's getting so spicy. All right. This is nothing but threes here. Nothing but threes. Same game, same cats. And like it's raining here, it's going to be raining threes
from
downtown. We got OG Anunoby, OG, triple OG for 2 threes. We got Spider for 2 threes. We got The Beard for 2 threes. Then we got Max Strus for 1 3. Evan Mobley for 1 3. Sam Merrill, don't forget about him, 1 3. And Mikal Bridges, 1 3. All right, like I said, you better grab some water because that is pretty spicy. It looks just like this. It pays out at plus 489. All right, so there you go. Like I said, full transparency. I tell you how we did last night. When I get on the video tomorrow for the game tomorrow, you're going to see and hear how we did tonight. Looking for green boxes all the way, baby. Again, if you like the pre-populated parlays that we put up, go ahead and use them. If you don't like them, you want to a la carte or pick and choose and build your own, please feel free to. Also, if you've done that in the past, you've been successful, like I know some of you have, make sure you go ahead and like, or not like, but go ahead and put it in the comment section what worked for you, what didn't work for you. You know, hey, it's going to be a long series. I do feel like some bets, some props are going to be congruent and consistent throughout the entire 7-game series or 6-game series. So, hey, Here we go, building a great base, game one. Till next time, Legend out.